where do we want to start with this? Do we start with the rotation first off and try to break this down? And there it is from Rock Kabatko. Orioles rotation order is going to be Corbin Burns, Grayson Rodriguez, Tyler Wells, Dean Kramer, and Cole Irving. And also he noted that Jorge Mateo made the club.
Panic. Season's over. Panic, throw it all out.
Guys are bummed.
It was a good season.
Yeah,
it was a good season.
I'm glad we got the hype from it. But if you look at Orioles Twitter right now, unfortunately, Jorge Mateo being on the team, no one else can make the team.
I want to talk about this real quick with Mateo, then I'll dive back into the rotation. Jorge Mateo is a guy that they love, truly love, and we talked about. He's a talented player, and you've been around, and Nick and I have seen it a ton playing in the minor leagues and going up. So many players have talent. Not Mookie, you play with Mookie, Nick, but Jorge Mateo is one of those guys that has all the talent in the world. He's shown the flashes even at the highest level, but his consistency is the part that hasn't been there all the time. He was an unbelievable player in April last year, not the same player the rest of the way, but he's not asked to be the Orioles everyday guy. And I think he's understanding that role more. He's fast as hell. He can wreak havoc on the base pass, and he gives you flexibility, especially in the infield and now in the outfield. So that's where it stands. And I think that people need to understand that Jorge Mateo is going to be a fixture with the Orioles, and that's going to affect some other plans, but he has earned that right, and people have to be okay with that. The prospects, if they aren't on the team, certain ones, it's coming. The time's coming. Because I think everyone's freaking out with that is because what does that mean for Jackson Holliday? Is Jackson Holliday going to be on the starting, or is it going to be in the Orioles starting roster or being the starting second baseman? I think everyone jumps right to that conclusion, right? Because now everyone's calculating moves. But I don't know about you guys. I thought Mateo was a lock for the team. I always thought he was a lock.
Yeah, I mean, especially once they started giving him opportunities in the outfield, and he was thriving there, and obviously batted over, I think it was 343 so far over spring training. And they, like you said, they love him. They love the versatility he brings, the base running ability. I mean, he is a menace. Anytime he is on the base paths, he is going to make something happen. And it's hard to get rid of someone like that who is okay with coming off the bench, who is okay with being a utility player, and is one of those guys that is literally telling Hyder and them, I don't care if you put me at second, at short, in center field, in one of the corner outfield spots. He just wants to help the team however he can. And it's hard not to keep a guy that's that versatile and can help you in that many ways.
I agree. Now let's switch to the other side. The one thing that I saw Joe say right here. So if you're listening to this, we do this on Mondays and Thursdays, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts, and hit that like and subscribe button. But Tyler Wells now is being the third starter. And actually I'll bring on a friend of the show, friend of the program here, bring Rock back on, because people that actually we've all interacted with Tyler here.
Oh, yes.
We got, and on many ways, more than one. But
Rip
Nick,
After Dark.
Well, he hasn't fully experienced the full Rip After Dark there.
Remember this?
How can we forget? No, we can't forget that. But Tyler Wells, Nick, you spent some time with him. Rock and I saw him during spring training. Tyler's a goofy dude. I mean, you guys are kind of like brothers that were from another mother at times. But he's got a really good demeanor. He's got a really good outlook on the game itself. So maybe just touch a little bit on the fact that, and then Rock will bring you back on from what you saw down there. But Wells is confident, and I think he's ready to go to prove himself in 2024.
Yeah, I think he is. I got a chance to spend time with him at the AFC Championship game. Got dinner with him right before he headed off to Sarasota. I think Tyler's a great guy. Super great personality. I think, he a little disappointed in last year. Had a really great start to the season last year. The first half was, one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. Second half didn't start out so well, obviously up and down a little bit. So that can, as you know, Rip, playing in the minor, changing teams like that is very difficult. But I think this year he felt, he was very confident when I talked to him. He was excited about the opportunity, wasn't sure kind of what his role was going to be. Said he wanted to be a starter. Wasn't really sure what their plans were for him. Obviously, it worked out. He's going to be the number 3 right now to start the year. But everything I've seen, talking to him last week, I think he's done really well over spring training. and has a lot of confidence moving into 2024. And this is a really good piece for him, building that confidence, getting ready to go.
Yeah, we were his bad luck charm to end his run. We went to the Dodgers game.
And it was either us or the Dodgers lineup. So
it was one of the two. So maybe your boy Mookie was a big part of that too. But it is what it is. It's a part of it. But Rock, we got to see him down there and see him in action, or as far as talking to him off it and talking about his action in spring training. His stuff looks good. He looks in command, and ultimately, I think that he's ready for that type of role. And we haven't seen anything else from Tyler Wells that doesn't make us feel he's going to be that pitcher that he was, especially in the first half last year.
No, and he's embracing this new role as well. I think Tyler Wells really wants to be a starting pitcher. He just strikes me as that. He's up for any role they throw at him, whether it's in relief, whether it's, tying up the back end of the bullpen or as a starter. But I think when we see Tyler Wells, he looks most comfortable when he is a starting pitcher. In spring training, and I know it's spring and there's going to be overreactions a lot of the time, but Tyler Wells in 3 starts has played some fantastic baseball. 2-0, he's got a 1.69 ERA in those 3 games he started, and it's so on brand for Tyler Wells, but he's given up 2 home runs, and I think they're both solo shots, and that was the Tyler Wells special last year, and that's not a knock. It's basically a testament to, okay, Tyler Wells is not giving up home runs when he gets guys on base. He's doing it. It's just, all right, maybe he missed a spot or maybe a guy just got, a good barrel on a baseball. Tyler Wells has been great down in spring training. It does not surprise me at all that he is one of the starters. We talked about it, Rip, for the rotation starting opening day. It's going to look a lot different, though, going forward, depending on what happens with Bradish, with Means, if either of those guys are available earlier in the season to pitch. But for Wells, kudos to him. He's worked his tail off to get back there. I think getting sent down last season really helped him out, and he was able to build confidence back and get to where he is now. So big congrats to him, friend of the program, being in the starting rotation. It's good stuff.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, he expected it. He expected with the injuries and what's going on that he needed to be ready to do that again. And he was kind of alluding to that. Like he was preparing to be a starter and he's ready to prove the narrative wrong. Well, he doesn't think that he was tired last year. He thought that just he got a little bit out of sync and mechanically it might have caused him to be more fatigued or whatever you want to say. But for Wellesley, he looks good. He looks confident. And quite frankly, the Orioles are going to need him.